How Donald Trump spends his money. Hello YouTube, welcome to yet another exciting video. And today I'm going to show you how Donald Trump spends his money. Everyone knows who Donald Trump is. I mean, does he really need an introduction? Aside from being a controversial 45th president of the United States of America, he featured in his own show dubbed The Apprentice, which became famous due to the "You're fired" catchphrase. He's also a billionaire real estate tycoon that has some pretty expensive tastes. Before I show you how Donald Trump spends his money, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Before we get to it, tap the subscribe button and hit the bell notification button. Thank you. Now let's begin, shall we? Number 5. The Trump Winery. Despite being a teetotaler who claims to have never even sipped alcohol in his life, Donald Trump owns a humongous winery. Evidently, he's not his own best customer. He purchased Charlottesville, a Virginia-based winery estate and vineyard back in 2011. He grabbed the opportunity when the vineyard was at risk of full closure and he was able to only pay about $3.5 million for the estate. His dealings could be described as both creative and shady. This is according to the Bank of America, who had paid $16 million for the property's mansion at a full closure auction. Trump first purchased hundreds of acres around the estate, then intentionally intended it to look closed off and rugged, leaving the property run down. According to the Bank of America, this move made their potential buyers shy away from making an offer on the winery, as they assumed the property was wrecked beyond repair or exclusively owned by Trump. This led the bank to accepting Trump's offer, and he flipped the place into something else and was valued as $25 million. Since renaming it to his name, Trump, it became much more than a winery. The place features a clubhouse, a hotel, events grounds, and has crafted several world-winning vintage wines. Despite the winery's booming success, he sold the winery to his son, Eric. The next item on the list is pretty obvious since the building is so popular that it has made some popular appearances in movies you have loved. It's also one of Trump's most valuable possessions. Can you make a guess? If you guessed the Trump Tower, then you're absolutely correct. Number 4, Trump Tower. Trump Tower is a 58-floor mixed-use skyscraper located in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Trump claims he bought it for just $1 million, but reports claim he must have spent about $10 million for it. The Trump Tower serves as the headquarters of the Trump Organization. The Trump Organization deals in real estate such as casinos, hotels, golf courses, and private residences. They also deal with their production company that released The Apprentice and a modeling agency. The organization itself is a huge investment for Trump, but what's inside the Trump Tower is our main focus for this video. Aside from the Trump Organization, it remains to be Trump's home before relocating to the White House. He owns a 3-story penthouse designed by Angelo Dogia. The penthouse covers an entire 11,000 square feet. After Forbes unleashed their report, contrary to the 33,000 square feet declared by Mr. Trump, the house screams a billionaire's nest due to its exquisite finishing, which is evident in the marble floors and walls, crystal chandeliers, frescoed ceiling, and gold-trimmed furniture. However, what makes it stand out the most are the gold finishings that will make you feel like you're in a king's palace. The curtains and furniture are all laced with gold. The place is valued between $64 to $100 million. That alone, plus the many businesses that are owned within the building, make its value priceless. If his $100 million home has left you amazed, Trump also owns crafts that surpass the $1 million mark. Do you know any of the properties that Mr. Trump owns? Number 3. Private aircrafts. His fleet of aircrafts is one to be admired, and he truly is living the billionaire status. He has a couple of jets to play around with, a Boeing 757, 3 helicopters, a Cessna, and a corporate jet. His personal Boeing 757 plane, which was built in 2011, cost him $100 million. It's among the most valuable and most powerful private planes on the earth. That alone has made the airplane nicknamed Trump Force One, also holding the title for the 8th most expensive plane in the world. The plane is likely worth even more now since Trump hired a designer to customize it and add some pretty luxurious touches into it, as the previous model was outdated. Inside, the plane has a lounge, bedrooms, a dining room, a guest room, and Trump's own master bedroom with a private cinematic entertainment system and bathroom. The bathroom has a sink with a 24-karat gold interior, but that isn't the only thing with golden fittings. Almost everything on the plane has been plated in gold. The plane itself is a technical marvel, featuring a state-of-the-art computerized glass cockpit and some Rolls-Royce engines that can propel Trump Force One to speeds exceeding 500 miles an hour. We could only imagine how sad it was for Trump to leave it parking and use the official Air Force One, but due to security reasons, he had to, as the presidential plane has the required security measures and access to military secrets and features. As with most people, it's not a surprise that Trump owns his own set. He has reportedly declared that he owns 3 helicopters, but only 2 have been seen in action. Trump is known to show off his wealth and doesn't spare us every time he gets the opportunity to do so. The 3rd helicopter seen doesn't officially belong to him and belongs to the White House. It is known as the Marine One and is the only helicopter he's allowed on as the president, also due to security reasons. His Sikorsky S-76 copter cost him $7 million, which wasn't already alarming, and he had proceeded to have some customizations made to it to fit the Trump expensive taste. He hired famous New York airplane designer Eric Roth to give it a luxury finish, which cost him $750,000. He was able to deliver to his client's expectations since the Sikorsky, now with giant Trump names built on its side, is pure helicopter luxury. Almost everything inside, from the seats to the pillows, is either colored or covered in gold. Much of the wooden surfaces have the Trump family crest painted on it in gold. Even the seat belts are plated in gold because Donald Trump is known for stamping his personality onto everything he owns. Do you really think Trump owns 3 helicopters? Tell us in the comments section below. Number 2. Golf courses. As he's shown so many times over the years, Donald Trump enjoys the game of golf, investing in the sport since 1999 when he first purchased his first club, but he certainly didn't stop at 1. Currently, the American president owns not 1, not 2, but 17 different golf courses around the world, well valued at over $300 million. In 2017, he had 12 golf courses in America alone as local investments. 3 golf courses in both New York and Florida, 2 in New Jersey, 1 in California, 1 in North Carolina, 1 in Washington, D.C., and 1 in Philadelphia. To top his list, Trump also owns 2 golf courses in Scotland, which is the genesis of the sport, 2 in Dubai, and 1 in Ireland. Many of those clubs were properties he snatched right after the Great Recession in 2008, but still spent hundreds of millions of dollars on buying all these properties. Considering all the renovations and flips that had to be made to turn them into worthy showcases for his brand and favorite sport, the Trump National Golf Club in Los Angeles cost him $27 million to purchase after a landslide sunk the 18th hole and forced the club into bankruptcy. It's believed that Trump, together with his organization, has spent over $260 million renovating and updating it, making it the single most expensive golf course in history. While not all of his courses are private, one can evidently see that they're luxurious. He also sets the bar higher with his love for gold, as he owns a set of exclusive golf clubs manufactured by the Japanese company Honma, who only released 4 sets of its kind in existence. Once he leaves office as president, there's no reason to think he wouldn't consider adding more golf courses around the world. Number 1. Cars. Like many wealthy people, Donald Trump has an exquisite car collection. His might be the most impressive around though. Trump doesn't keep or own dozens of cars, but what he does own are some of the most expensive, most powerful, and high-quality luxury vehicles ever made. He owns a 2003 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, which was sold slightly under $500,000 upon release. He also owns a 1997 Lamborghini Diablo VT, a Mercedes Maybach S600, the first version of the Tesla Roadster, a 2016 Cadillac Escalade, a 2011 Chevrolet Camaro Indianapolis 500 pace car that he was supposed to drive in the 2011 Indy 500, and a 2015 Rolls-Royce Phantom. These models of the Rolls-Royce Phantom start at a price tag of $500,000 and is fully customizable to the client's needs. You can imagine how much money Trump splurged to make the interiors fit for a billionaire like him. I mean, he enjoys everything so lush and golden. Even though this may seem like the biggest spend on his cars, there's an additional vehicle to his collection that's by far the most interesting. He owns a 1956 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, which is a replica of the original. The Silver Cloud was one of Trump's first cars that he fell in love with so much that he paid Rolls-Royce to make a replica for him. Not sure of how much it cost. The offer seemed enticing enough that the company happily agreed. In addition, he always had the chauffeur to drive him around. His over $400,000 Mercedes is the only car he used to drive personally. Unfortunately, Trump has to say goodbye to his luxurious toys until his term as president is over. The only beast he's allowed on is the Secret Service Cadillac, as it's mandatory due to security reasons. Needless to say, Trump indeed doesn't mind to show off, and as you've noted, this billionaire is obsessed with gold. If we were to get $100 for every gold mention, we'd also be millionaires. This list hasn't exhausted all the items on the billionaire's list. Some notable mentions include his 5,000 bespoke designer suits, luxurious travel trips, customized gold-plated motorcycle, and of course a copy of Goat, a tribute to Muhammad Ali, whom he very much admired. The book cost $15,000 per copy with only 1,000 copies distributed. A spoiler to take away, the cover of the book was in gold. That's all for today. Now that you know how this American president spends his money, share with us other famous names or topics you would like us to cover. Remember to give this a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time we post new content.